20 seconds away. Just so you know.
Bro, I'm gonna need them to get their delays together, bro, because this shit be throwing me off.
I know. Hi,
Yeah.
guys.
What up? Shout outs to everybody in the chat.
I am hella laced.
It's your favorite customizer and current drama stir upper. Word customs.
Yeah, that's her.
And our resident tie-dye bay should be here soon. You know, she worked hard for the money, so we gotta give her a little moments. Give her a
Yeah,
little
word's gonna hold it down for a minute because I got some visuals I'm working on. I
and
needed a nap after work. I feel like this week was long as hell.
listen, I needed a nap. Wah, wah. Coffee, what up? What's going on? So yeah, this is our I don't want to say episode because it's not an episode type thing, but this is our second little try at this unscripted series, which is basically a spinoff of what me and Hella do on IG Live, where we just talk about random things like there's no no typical organization of everything. It's just us talking about anything anybody wants to talk about, talking about stuff we've been talking about. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, we could get into the Warren Lotus updates. Apparently, everybody knows that Nike is now pursuing charges on him and his sneakers. And I'm glad to say that we did our episode on that, him and Cool Kai, which I wonder if anything's going to be coming for him sooner or later. I guess we'll have to see. But yeah, Nike's coming after him. I mean, I kind of knew it. That pigeon dunk was just way too close. And then you get Jeff Staple to sign off on it. And I don't know in what capacity he signed off on it. Like, did he get kickbacks or whatever? People were saying he got money. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it wasn't a good look because now Nike has unfollowed Jeff Staples and SB community was kind of disowning him in that fact as well. But I mean, this is just too close. Even the swoosh, even though it has a Jason mask at the end, it's still like at a quick glance, it just looks like a dirty swoosh. Maybe like it's too close. Johnny Fresh Kicks, what's up? So
Danny, you can have your nap after the live.
yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. So a lot of people were saying that he probably only got tax because he made too much. And if you stay under a certain radar, right, Scope, what's up, bro? If you stay under a certain radar, you might not get taxed. I think honestly, it was the people. Like we did a show on it. Midsole did a show on it. A couple of other like podcasts, and everybody was talking about it everywhere. So I think the buzz kind of kept him from being under the radar because this isn't even his first dunk. But then you have Jeff Staples sign off on it, and now it's a problem. Now Jeff Staples probably breached some kind of contract or wasn't thinking, and now they're suing. I'm assuming there's a cease and desist or something. I don't know. Like some people were just trying to wait it out. Some people think they're still going to get their shoes. I'm assuming he can't produce anything until all of this is settled. But even still, I'm assuming Nike's going to want all the profit. So I don't know if you just cut your losses and refund everybody or what you do in this case. Um, I wish him the best of luck. I mean, I wasn't rocking with it because, from what I understand, he's not even like a sneakerhead, so to say. Like he just kind of did it on a whim to promote his clothing, and realized he kind of struck gold or something. Bless you. But
Thank you.
I hear people were legit trying to sell this pair as like a real pigeon dunk because they didn't know any better, and that's probably the newer school generation. But what are you gonna do? What?
Thank you.
Look at here, COVID-19. Take your sneezy pill.
My bad, y'all. My
Hope
bad. My
everyone has
bad.
their mask on for this live. Apparently, hello over
Word.
here. Got a
You
case
gonna get clapped.
clapped by COVID-19.
No, you're gonna get clapped by myself.
And I ain't worried.
Hi guys.
I ain't worried. Yeah, so there's that. So I mean, we're gonna see what's gonna happen because now I hear they're going after more. At first, I thought it was just this, but now I hear they're going after like the Heineken and the Stussy pair or whatever other pair he did. So we gonna see. I think he best just let this go because I mean Nike's got the money to hold you up in court till they get tired of it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have, like, I'm not counting his pockets, but I'm sure he doesn't have enough money to compete with Nike as far as court goes. So,
Oh no. Mm-mm.
so, but I find it very funny that Nike wants to, sue someone for quote unquote replicating when Nike has been stealing from customizers for as long as I can remember. They've taken plenty of my ideas. They've taken plenty of other people I know's ideas. So, and granted, I give it to you that we're doing customs on their shoe base, but at the same time, what does it take? Probably pennies on the dollar for them to bring in actual customizers and be like, hey, we want your input on this and whatever. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of us who would do it, not even for like a crazy amount of money. I know me, I'll give you 5, 10 custom ideas if you just let me cop every release I want, and I'll pay for the release. Just give me exclusive access. That's all I need to make me happy. But I digress.
She a
These
whole
companies
lot.
gonna do what they won't do. What else is going on in the news? Still Tory and Meg at it. Tory Lanez went live.
Man, as I say, that saga continues.
Right, like I feel like this is never ending for something that people kind of don't care about, but it's something to keep boasting about. I see people are like a lot of people are starting to switch sides because before it was all protect black women and Meg, and now I think a little bit of credibility is starting to be shot, and now people are like for Tory, and it's crazy because when he was on the live to me was more so him just expressing his hurt because despite what we may go through, like it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, so we don't really know what happened. We just know what one person or a couple of people were saying, and people who he considered his friends or he thought he was tight with were just cutting him off without even asking. Like I know if I heard Hella did something, I wouldn't from somebody else. I wouldn't just be like, oh, cut Hella off. Like I would hit her up and be like, hey, I heard some craziness. What's going on? And it's kind of like people didn't do that. They just basically outcasted Tory like deuces. So I don't know. Drake, what up though?
Well, not to mention too, a lot of artists just took him off their album.
Yeah, like JoJo, Kaylani,
Yeah.
and like now, how are they gonna feel? If it comes out that he's completely innocent, or whatever the case may be. Because I mean, despite whatever may have happened, he makes bangers. Like, period. Chink's tape is gonna be forever bumping on my radio, but people canceling him, like you stopping your money in reality, but if that's what you felt like you need to do for solidarity, but you do need to get the whole story first. Like you can't just be canceling somebody not knowing whether it's true or not. And that's what it seems like what happened. I don't know, fam.
Well, yeah, and something. Well, I don't even think removing him from their album or whatever is as permanent as we think it is, because you can update your album at any point on Apple. So, but I mean, I guess it just makes them look like they didn't want to hear the whole story. They're just kind of listening to Meg.
Yeah, I mean that's what it seemed. That's what it seemed to be. Like I think it was just, and then a lot of people were ticked off because he put his album out. I guess what was it during? I don't know. Was it during like the verdict about Breonna Taylor or whatever was happening that day? The day he put his album out, people were outraged that they did it during the Breonna Taylor proceedings, and he was also trying to defend that. He was trying to explain he put the album out on his mom's birthday, which was also the day that she died. So why be mad at him for putting out an album? Like, I get it. If something is going on major, I mean, doesn't mean, the people not go to work because of whatever was going on. Like, you still got to do what you got to do. And, whatever means something to you, you still got to go through with it. I mean, Jay-Z did a concert on September 11th. Were we outraged about that? No, because I was in the building. So I don't understand what the problem is. But I think people just want somebody to be mad at. Everybody just wants to be mad constantly, it seems like now. I'll be happy come November 4th where people can hopefully either stop being mad or just stop talking about BS. Facts, Rico. You can't please everyone, and then you die trying. That part. He did what he needed to do for himself, and he's going to continue doing what he needs to do. People are going to support him or not, but when the truth comes out, at least maybe he'll get his aha moment. Like I told you, But whatevs. Boy, slow hella, and then Dani, they just like leave me out here to dry. It's the word
Oh,
out.
my bad. I had to mute myself because my parents just got home and I was
Oh,
talking to you. The the screenshots are a little confusing, so now I have to organize them so that they make sense.
make it
What?
make sense. I know, right? Well, they better not get too comfortable. I might just start doing the show without them. Like, yeah,
You better not get too comfortable.
word,
You got
it's
to
word
slow
custom,
down.
word customs, and the others. Yeah, right. That's how I feel. But I mean, I feel like Meg's doing the most, especially like so. Apparently, her one of their bodyguards talked. Apparently, supposedly, from what the bodyguard was saying, it was something about he left his gun in the car, and there was an argument. And supposedly, her friend handed Meg the gun, telling her to shoot him. And there was like a struggle for the gun, and maybe the best friend shot her in the foot because I think from what Dani told me, there was no gun residue on Tori, and if he shot, there would have had to been. But I mean, my thing is, so did they only test Tori for gun residue? Like in an instance of a shooting where, I mean, I guess granted you got someone saying who exactly shot them, but I would test everybody. Like I'm testing everybody who was there for gun residue. But like, yeah, this is all like it just all seems stupid. It's getting drawn out. Like now his like, I guess indictment hearing is moved to November 18th, which apparently is when she also has a clothing line coming out. It's just too much.
Oh my God,
Jasmine,
I
what
see
up?
so many familiar faces.
Dominican Koki, what's up? Everybody's here on the right day for the right stuff. This is something that possibly is affecting the whole community that we gonna get into.
Do we
Yeah.
want to get into it with or without Dani?
Uh, good
I
question.
mean, I feel like she's a part of it because it happened to her
Right,
too.
right,
So
right, right. Let me see. Hold on, let me mute myself real quick.
just, she's gonna yell down to Dani. Dani's downstairs. She's telling Dani, "Hurry up."
Oops, that's my bad because I sold a bunch of shoes and I stacked them all on the area where she sets up her station. So that's my bad. My bizzle. In other news, did anybody cop the Sneaker Room Kyrie collab today? I know Johnny Fresh Kicks did. I copped impulsively. I copped the black and the red pair. I was definitely gonna get the red pair, but I guess because I sold like 13 pair of shoes, I just impulsively bought the black pair as well. But I mean, it's for a good cause. I think the shoe is super dope. So, and I see quite a few people hit on the off white fives. I don't think I've got exclusive access in my whole tenure of buying from Nike. So F them and their ish. Like I'm gonna have to get a whole new phone. Rich people. I'm not rich. I'm slightly above because I sold 13 pair of shoes. Oh
Oh,
look
she's
who
gonna
looks
give
happy to be
herself
here.
all the credit now because she sold some shoes, but she bought two more.
I bought two more that go into a good cause. It's for donation. It is donation time, as you can see.
Donation, donation.
Don't talk ish or I won't send your shirt out.
You already did. I got tracking, and if you didn't send it already, I'm reporting you.
That tracking is a lie. I sent you a box of peanuts,
Hey,
styrofoam.
Dani.
Hey,
Yeah, Hype Day doesn't look more. She had a long day of work, and it's her weekend off, so we're taking up her precious time. So we
You taking
apologize
it.
in advance, but you love us anyway.
I've been working 10, 12-hour days.
She work
Yeah.
hard for the money.
I don't know if these screenshots are in order, but I guess it really doesn't matter. It's just kind of proof
Oh,
of what's going on.
right,
So I just wanna. I know Dani's tired. She want a nap too, cause I got a
right.
nap.
All
But
right,
I'm
cool.
going to show y'all. Hold on.
Well, I guess we want to get into the pre-text. So basically, shout out to the Monday Midsole who tried to do a good thing and have someone on their show who kind of wanted a second chance. I guess he had some wrongdoings and he wanted a second chance, and the Midsole was nice enough to have them on their show. And let him get the second chance. This was what I think in July 27th, something like that. So, he was on there being remorseful. I mean, if I remember, he was like 2 or 3 months freshly out of jail. And, he was trying to feed the homeless and all these good things he said he was trying to do. He has the clothing brand and all that good stuff. I saw Elvin, Dominican Coquille, posted a picture in the shirt and, all that good stuff. So he is apparently shipping product. So, Dani, when did you get your messages?
My messages. Let's go to the videotape. Or what's left of it.
Oh, that beautiful bean footage.
Because somebody tried to do cleanup in the DMs.
It goes down in the DMs.
So.
Right, Dani was getting tired of being yelled at to come on the live.
So this was in September, like the middle of September.
Okay, so middle of September.
Around September 20th.
And he hit you and Hell up at the same time-ish, right?
No, he hit me up first, and this was almost right after the show.
Okay, so like
July, I don't have screenshots because I delete my messages because my DMs be crazy sometimes.
We won't get into that. That's another show.
It didn't even get as far as it did with Dani and Word, but he did hit me up, and it was more so like we're both from the Bay Area type of thing.
Right.
Let's help each other out. And I'm just like, no, thank you. It was literally just he tried to see what he could get out of me, and I was just like, nah.
Right.
So this is
I don't know him, so why would I?
Right.
Right.
So this is Soulful Apparel. His name is James, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name he said on the Midsole show, and the company is Soulful Apparel or whatever. So so obviously he hit Hell up first, then he hit up Dani, and they were both telling me, and I thought it sounded odd, and then he hit me up on October 16th. Mind you, I think I only gave him a follow because he was on the Midsole. I never interacted with him. I don't even think I liked his pictures or really viewed his, because I wasn't seeing him in my feed. Right. So, he hit me up, saying, sup fam, first of all, I never even talked to you.
Hold on, I'll get to it.
Oh.
You can keep talking about
it. I never talked to you, so you're not going to sup fam me, because that tells me that you're looking for something, or it's random. Maybe you wanted some advice, but I don't know. Either way, that sup fam, how you came at me, was telling me you wanted something. So, yes, his name is James of Soulful Apparel, SOLEFUL Apparel. That's the IG name. I don't know if he has a personal page or anything like that. So, yeah, hit me up saying, sup fam. And asking about hearing him out. Oh, and I see that's gone because he said sup fam. Then I see so he deleted those two.
Wow.
So he deleted have you ever invested in a clothing brand, and I got a proposal for you. He deleted that from the conversation.
Hold on. So when did you take these screenshots?
I took these screenshots at 6:00. But I hit him up. I hit him up at like 7:15 because I wanted to see if he was going to lie to me after the proof. Mm-hmm. So basically, after I talked to him, he deleted it because I took these screenshots today, and now it's gone. Right. So he basically hit me up the same way he hit up Dani saying, have you ever invested in a clothing brand? And I'm like, no, whatever. But I was like, I hear you out, even though I already knew what he was on because I had Dani and Hella's perspective from it. So. Basically he's just, going into, he has a deal with a company, NC Board Shop?
Hold on.
NC Board Shop in Los Gatos, California.
So he's setting the premise, taking photos in front of said shop.
Right. So he sends photos in said shop. Like, hey, yeah. So he's like, basically he has a deal on the table with him where they want to buy 800 shirts from him. And he's going to charge them $25, a shirt, which was going to come out to $20K. And for the prints of those 800 shirts, it was going to come out to about 10,000, a little over 10,000. So basically, I guess he had about half of that, and he's looking for an investor of $5,000 with a return in 6 days of like
8,500 or something.
Oh, well, he said 8,500 to you, but I think he said like 9. Mine's is like 96 or 98.
Okay.
98.
9,800. So he gave me and Dani 2 different numbers on our return. Right. Right. Yo, Mo, I can't deal with you today. So I'm like hearing them out. So I'm like, all right, I was doing shirt before I did customs. Like I was making my own shirts, and then I got into like dealing with printers of shirts, dealing with shirts. So he was like, yeah. So I'm like, so he said he needed $5K. So I'm like, well, if they're gonna pay you $20K for the shirts and the printing is 10, ask for half up front. Which, I mean, when I do the shirts, if you take an order, you get all the money up front that you're getting from them in a bulk order. But whatever, I'm like, ask for half, and then you can pay your printing costs. Then when you deliver it, you'll get the rest of the money, and easy peasy. Like, why do you need somebody? He's like, well, the deal they have, the contract they have, they want printed product, beforehand. So I'm like, all right. I was like, but so let's say you get this 10K and you get it printed. Now you have 800 printed shirts, and then you take it to them, and they're just like, oh, now we good. Now what are you gonna do? Right. So, oh no, we have a contract. I was like, oh, okay, Jasmine is Kixie. Hey, Kixie, my bad. Oh, he asked you for 5K too? Okay, yeah, he was asking for 5K, but guaranteeing 85 to 9,500, or apparently. So I'm just like, yeah, do that. He's like, well, they want a printed product. I was like, well, if quality is an issue, tell them you can give them a full size run, and you pay for that so they can see the quality. And he's like, right. No, quality's not an issue. I've dealt with them before. They know the quality. So if you dealt with them before and they know the quality, why do they want all the shirts printed up front? Right. So that's one. Two, they're buying 800 shirts. Can you show the shirt, the image of the shirt that he was giving? Now, I'm not going to knock anybody's design. This because one? No, the one.
It's a different. It's a different.
It's on the invoice.
Oh, yes, I can. Hold on.
So this is the shirt that he was supposed. She's gonna pull up the invoice of the shirt that he was supposedly selling to them or whatever. And it's not like an overly impressive shirt to me. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that people wouldn't like it, but it's something simple that you can sell quite a few of. But for a store, especially a board shop, which is like a skate shop. And mind you, I've been collecting dunks, so I've dealt with skate shops for a long time, since high school. They're not buying 800 of these shirts, bro. They're not even buying 800 of a Thrasher Flame shirt in one color and Thrasher is probably the most popular brand. In a board shop. They're not going to do it. They're not going to buy 800 shirts. Like, they're just not. So, exactly, Kixie. Nobody's buying 800 anything. And I'm just like, wow. I'm like, this just seems sus. So I told him I was like, hey, bro, I was like, I told him, I was like, well, you should try to renegotiate. He's like, yeah, I think I should be trying to renegotiate. He's like, worst case, I'm just going to sell, some of my shoes to get the money up. I was like, yeah, sometimes we got to do that. I was like, I've sold a ton of shoes to get equipment. You can always get the shoes back. Like Mo, he sold a ton of shoes to invest in his app. These are things we have to do as adults. So if you can't get it, and I was like, maybe you would have had a better time if you tried to get 500 from multiple people as opposed to 5K from one person that you've never talked to before. So he just, left it at that. I was like, it sounds kind of scammy, bro. I was like, I'm not saying it's a scam because I don't know you, but I'm saying it sounds kind of scammy and it's going to come off kind of scammy. So you might want to, get that together. And he asked me a couple questions about how I do business with my customers. And I'm just like, well, usually first time customers, I take full payment up front because I run into issues where I've done a custom and the person didn't pay and just didn't come back and I'm stuck with the shoe and not the money, whatever. So I was like, then after you do one transaction with me, I don't mind doing like half down to start and then half when I'm ready to deliver or whatever. But most people just pay it all outright because they don't want to have to worry about it later. Right. But I've been doing business for a while. So, I gave him that little tip and I don't know. I hope that little tip I gave him didn't try to get him to, bamboozle other people. But, here we go. So when this happened and I'm just like, yo, I don't feel right about this. And I feel like he's hitting up a bunch of people. So I did my due diligence and I decided, since you sent me the invoice with the information, I called the shop. I talked to the owner. The owner has no idea who this guy is. He said he would never make a deal like that, and he would never buy that much product from somebody who he has no idea who it is. So,
you guys, as a person from the Bay Area, I'm not even going to lie to you. I can't. I can't. Don't ever tell anybody that you're part of the area.
Scammy apparel. Yo, t-shirts coming soon. Scammy apparel, bro. I cannot and I feel bad because so many people out here might have gone through a situation. Like if he seriously has a gambling problem and, God forbid, he's relapsing or whatever, I really feel for the guy because, like, I don't want to sit here and roast him and push him to the edge of doing something crazy. But, you came on the show.
Twice. He hit me up again after I told him the first time that I didn't want to do business with him. I was like, I don't even know you. Why would I just give you $5,000 of my money? So then he hit me up like maybe a month or so later, maybe 3 weeks later, and was like, well, what if I write a contract and you sign a contract? I'm like, again, I don't know you, so I could be signing some contract and then what?
Yeah, I think these messages are Dani's messages.
Yeah.
Right. And contracts don't guarantee it because he said the same. And I guess once he got that vibe from you, when he came to me, he came with the contract talk. Dillinger, what's up, bro? And, I'm just like, a contract doesn't guarantee anything. I can have a contract. All that guarantees is I have to waste my money in court and flights to come over there and first murder you and then take you to court to get my money back. Like,
and I think he sent me a word, 2 different invoices. It was like two different,
right, with 2 different dates. Like, so the dates keep changing and stuff like that. So I'm just like, at this point, I'm not even thinking about the fact, like, his appeal isn't that great. So I don't think anybody I know is going to fall for it. But it's like, I don't want the wrong person, like one of these quick get money people, to fall for it. And he ends up murdered because some people might take you to court and some people might handle it other ways. You know what I'm saying? The people who have that much disposable money probably on hand aren't the kind of people that you want to take money from.
Right.
So, you're out here playing with fire and you don't know these people and you're just hitting people.
And like he's been hitting like random people and I'm like I don't understand the method, his logic behind this. Like what it's clearly the it has to be an unhinged mind, period. Because there's no way you can just be hitting up random people that you don't even know. And they're probably just people that he's seen in the midsole chat or that follows the midsole or that we all follow each other and is just going after them, hoping that somebody will take the bait. Because I mean, even if you get $200, $300, $400, $500 from just somebody, that's $500 more than you initially started with.
Right.
But to just flat out ask somebody for $5,000, first of all, it's a pandemic. Regardless, it's a pandemic. You don't know what my pockets look like. Regardless of if you see I post shoes or not, you don't know when I got those shoes.
He said he wants some of that Rona money. He said you got that Rona money.
But to think somebody's gonna give you $5,000 for some shirts, and I don't even know you.
And that's where he probably went wrong, asking for too much. But then also, if you were trying to do this, why didn't you start a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter or anything legit, more legit? Because I mean, with a GoFundMe, with a GoFundMe, he still could have got the money and not used it for that. But you didn't even try to go. He tried to get me.
Oh wow!
Wow. So that's how. Is that how he ended up going to jail? Because, I mean, I don't know. Like, I can't say off the top that I've ever had a real addiction to anything, I guess besides sneakers, but even I don't go to crazy lengths for that. But it's very crazy what he's trying to do because what is your end game? Like, if you were to get $5,000 from even one person, then what?
But that seems to be like his magic number, $5,000. Like,
right.
Why is it always $5,000?
I don't know. Is he placing $5,000 bets?
You got to keep. I guess you got to keep the amount consistent because he'd really be out here looking crazy, asking one person for $6,000, the other person for $3,000. I guess the consistent amount makes you seem more legit.
I guess. I don't
know. Oh, so Soulful Apparel is in the chat now. So this is the second part of the story. So after I found out this stuff from the skate shop, or the board shop. Then I contacted Soulful Apparel, the same person the same Instagram I talked to, trying to see if he would still lie or whatever. And, since I had the evidence that there was no deal, so I was like, hey, did you get the money for the deal? And, stuff like that, basically trying to bait. And, he was like, oh, I ended up selling a bunch of shoes and that deal didn't go right. And, like you said, something didn't feel right because I did say it was a bit scammy. And, then a whole talk about a partner came up. And I'm just like, I've never heard anything about a partner. Now, this part I have no verification of. I don't know if there is two people, but the person I was talking to today says his name is Aaron, and the person I supposedly talked to before, and the person that was on the show is James. Yeah, Aaron. If you want to hop on, shoot your email, and we'll put you in if you want to defend. Because like, I don't want to bash the company if it's not a company thing. If it's just James, then that's the only person we have a beef with.
Like, what I don't understand is why
you're driving, but you're texting.
What I don't understand is why go back and delete bits and pieces of conversations. That's what I have a problem with. That's cleanup.
But it's not fine. I think people want to see a face to it because, I mean, nobody's ever heard of a second person or there being a partner. I'm not saying you're lying because I have no proof that you're not another person. But the only proof we can get that you're another person is for you to pull over on the side of the road if you're driving and pop your face in here so we know that it's not James.
So did you take an hiatus when your partner was in prison?
Hitting people up?
Right. Because, I mean, I don't think, if I'm wrong, I don't think anybody else has heard of another person. This person, Aaron, says he's his financial backer. I don't know who's backing a person who's fresh out of jail and not having a hand in everything. But, I mean, I digress, maybe. But the weird thing is, he was, when I was going further into it and saying what I was going to do on the show and saying, if you want to come on here, I don't want to bash the company if you're still trying to keep the company going and it's one person. Right. If you're trying to keep the company going and you're another person, but at the same time you were acting like you didn't know what I was talking about, but you were still quoting things from the conversation I supposedly had with James. So I don't know. I mean, we have no proof. Unless you come in, we have no proof. Right.
Hold on, guys. I'm emailing Neve right now, okay? I need the catfish guy.
Right. Neve would love this. Yo, it's been scammer vibes. And, I hope, unfortunately, there isn't another part of this company that really wanted to keep it going. But from what I remember on him being on the midsole, he said it was him. Right. But, I mean, I applaud this man for having the balls to come in here. Jeremy. Mo, you on timeout. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't like any of it. I mean, now my messages got magically deleted. And
mine too, Mo. Not all of them, just bits and pieces, particularly the amounts, the invoices. But I had screenshots of everything from when he first hit me up because I showed word and hella like, yo, this is hello, what's up with your peoples? Because he live in her area, just
that's why I said don't you ever.
But I'm like, now the messages, it's. There's bits and pieces, there's holes in the whole conversation, but I have the whole conversation screenshot. And my thing is, if you have a partner that's out here tarnishing a brand or a name that you were trying to build, then it should be priority for you to clean that up. For you to be like, oh, well, I'm driving in a car and I can't hop in, but you're texting.
And like you just got in the car because I told you at like 7:30 that we were going to go live at 8. And I asked you if you wanted to pop in. He's like, oh, I'm not going to defend him. I would ask that you not do the show so I could talk to him. Like, I'm sure you would like me to not do this show so you can talk to yourself about what you're doing. But,
So Rico said he didn't delete his messages, so he still has his.
Because when I was talking to him, he was like, oh, can you give me the names of any of the other people who were burned or whatever? And I'm like, I'm not going to help you. If you have the DMs, then you should go through all your DMs and see who he was talking to.
But he did that because when I went and checked my messages before the show, I saw that it was cleanup. So he went through those DMs and probably just hasn't gotten down to Rico's name in the list because who knows how many people he's hit up to ask for $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of people. Imagine all of us would have gave this man $5,000. Then what?
Then we would have all been partying in California, whooping some ass.
At least
it would have been a sneaker con for a con because we would have been there. I'm more than sure. 5K ain't no play money. Like if you would hit me for 500, maybe I wouldn't take a flight. You know what I'm saying? I just catch you whenever I make it over there. But 5K, bro, I'm taking a flight. I'm going to your house, your mama house, your grandmama house.
Your auntie house, the whole block going now.
Right. But I'm like, look, as long as we're on here, like, dude, wherever I get, unless you're driving for 5 hours, feel free to jump in. Just send us your email. We'll link you. Like, we just want to see if you can come in here and show us a face that's not the one that we saw on the Monday Midsole. I will apologize and I will help you to prosecute this man that did this to everyone. Because he told me he's going to get a lawyer and he needs to get his stuff. Like, yeah, sure.
What are you getting a lawyer for, though?
Because it sounds good. About to phone a friend, right? He like, hey, bro, I need you to pop on for me real quick one time for the one time. Like,
this
it's
is
just
crazy.
It is.
I really would like to know who else he has hit up and ran this story.
Right. So if anybody knows, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what would be the purpose of compiling a list, but I would like to make an ongoing list of who he's hit up so that people can see how many people he was, going after. Because now I don't believe that a person like this is going to stop. They're just going to find a more discreet way to do it. I mean, your first mistake was going after the sneaker community. I guess he figured he could flip it because, sneakerheads love to hear a flip. Like, that's what we do on the daily. Really, we get sneakers, we flip it. So I guess he thought a quick 6-day turnaround.
We're the wrong people to try to pull this.
Did he fulfill he hit up a lot, or did you hit up a lot? I can't, until you bring your face in here, I can't entertain that there's another he. There's just you.
Al said it was 2 people that he know of that he hit up. So, like I said, that's a lot of people. If all of us gave $5K, like, how much money would he have? And then 2, we all know each other. We all, not only do we just know each other from IG, like, we broke bread with each other. We've hung out with each other multiple times. So we're going to talk to one another. That was your first mistake.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody gave money, and thank God. But could you imagine if somebody did, even 1 or 2 people? That's a lot of money that
but it seems like
losing out on in a pandemic.
We're just gonna call this person Soulful Apparel because we don't know who is what, apparently. So it seems like you think that because no one gave money, that makes it okay. Because we still don't know if anyone gave money. Technically, we just know that anybody we know as of right now gave money.
Didn't give money.
Right. How do you know exactly? If you had no idea, how do you know no one gave money? Because what? If they gave them money, it would have had to come through the company's finances because you guys are so reputable. Look, dude, you're talking to her. Unless you're going to hop in here, like, I don't think anybody really cares anything that you're saying. Like, it's just, I don't know. So what? So it's James what and Aaron what? What are these last names? Because I'm gonna do a search.
Well, no, we shouldn't give last names on.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Never mind, because I don't want anybody coming for y'all. Then I get.
Why don't he just come in the live?
Right, that's it. Like, bro,
face?
even if you're driving, you can pull over. You can go into a parking lot and pop in for. We're not saying you got to stay in here and talk. Show your face. And once we see that your face is not the face of the person that we believe it is, then, you're clear. But until then, even if it is 2 people, now you're colluding.
To deceive the sneaker community.
He's telling me, oh, he had access to this account, but I changed the password. Like, so you just let someone run rampant in this account that you shared and you never saw anything? Until one day you magically decided to go check and then you saw something wasn't right?
And Mo said, post the link. Post the link so he can hop in.
Oh, you want to hop in?
No, I said post the link. Maybe he'll hop in.
Oh, post the link in the thing? I thought Mo wanted to hop in. I'm about to say, what? Milk Dad want to hop in? Look, man.
It's not posting though.
I cannot. Like, I didn't want to have to do this, but ever since he hit me up, it didn't sit right with me. Like, when he hit Dani and Hella up, I was just like, all right, he tried it. And he was just like, oh, some pretty girl's gonna hit them up. But then he hit me up and gave me this whole backstory. And even when I put holes in your story, you still tried to run with it. And even when I tried to make it make sense, you still tried to run with it. Like, I gave you every out possible, and you still tried to run with it. And then the funny thing is, when I had this conversation with James said if he couldn't get the money, he would just sell sneakers. So when I contacted Soulful Apparel today to say, hey, how did it go? Did you get your deal done? Aaron said, "Oh, I just sold a bunch of shoes." So who sold shoes, James or Aaron? I guess Jaren sold shoes.
This is just bad.
It's bad all around. I mean, just go ahead and cancel Soulful Apparel. Just change your name. I don't know, spell it different, and try with the next generation or something. I don't know, but you're pretty much done around here, buddy boy. It's a Rizzy rap.
Yeah, we're giving him an option to do that.
Yeah, just hop in and show us your face. You don't even gotta spend 30 minutes in here. Just
Right.
show us your face so we know you're not the guy that was on the show.
Right. Right. He's pretty much been done. Like Mo, we pretty much are positive on your stance on him. But he's pretty much
Mo is Aggie.
He's pretty much been done. I think he's gonna try to.
I ain't got nothing positive to say.
Mo so
well, he had a mask on in the picture there.
Mo get on my nerve.
He gonna try to join the Unbox team. Mo, you hiring? Or Unbox? Ewan, what's good?
Soulful, how about you just hop in and show us your
right,
face?
But you're saying it's funny, like
this literally takes 2 seconds.
Right, like we're laughing and joking, but you can't laugh and joke right now. You're the subject of the laughing and joking. Like you're and that's, I think that's the worst kind of person. Like if you were to come in here and just own it and say, hey, I fucked up, or just prove that you're not this person, shit would be all good. But here's
the thing though, is Mo is a part of the Midsole, right? The Midsole had you on their show to clear your name, right? And now all of this is coming out, and what you have to say is, I have a partner, my name is this, and this, but you're over here, you're laughing, you're saying Mo is funny, and you love it, which tells me that you're the same exact person that went on the Midsole, and I got a problem with the fact that you went on somebody else's show to clear your name right after you got out of jail for doing whatever you did. And now you're laughing at that. I would not be laughing.
And you're up to the same antics.
There are legit people out here who need second chances, and you're ruining it for people like that. Like, and I mean, if you're driving, sir, you're the best driving while texting person I've ever met in my life. Just click the link and come in and show your face, Aaron.
Just know that you have to be verified.
Liabilities. You can come in. You don't have to say anything. You can come in this chat. You can come in this live on mute. Is that a liability if you pop in the live? I'm sorry, is something going to happen? Yeah, the liability is if you pop in here, it's going to be the same face that was on the Midsole, and you're liable to get your ass kicked. That's the only liability I see. Bro, I just hope that Aaron or James, once the world opens back up, doesn't walk into any event sneaker related, because people don't forget. And this episode is forever on our channel.
E1, the recap is we're trying to get Soulful Apparel to come in here and prove himself, because he's been hitting up this Instagram name has been hitting up multiple people within the community. Myself, Word, Hello, we know of Dominican Coquille, so L. He hit up Retro Rico and a few other people where he's been trying to get $5,000 to invest in this T-shirt brand.
Right. Yeah, Mo. Lovecraft Country is bomb. I'm mad it ended. But yeah, this is all just like, I mean, I guess we're trying to, like, I mean, the link's there. If he wants to come in, I mean, we can freaking move on.
Trell said that he hit him up.
There's another one. Like, my God.
What did he ask you for, Trell?
Okay, 3 years ago or 2 months ago, don't matter.
It's a pattern. You're proving a pattern 3 years ago, and you're still doing it.
And bro, stop saying he. It's you, bro. It's you. Like, give me one good reason why you won't come in here and show your face.
Trell said he asked for $5,000. That's crazy.
I didn't read the book, Jeezy, but Lovecraft, it was the best trippy thing I've ever watched.
He said Trell said to make $9,000 in 6 days. He told me $8,500, Trell.
Oh, he wasn't trying to give you that extra quiche. He said he don't need that extra.
Me. He told Retro, I think, $95, And
He told me
then
98, I think. What was it, 98 for mine?
he told you 96. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like you literally were just copying and pasting it and running with this story to see who would bite. That's what you were doing. It's like the pretexters, the people that call and scam you on your phone line.
Right. Like, it's really sad. And if I was a more jerk of a person, I would have asked the owner of the board shop to come on here. But I mean, we don't even need that kind of confirmation. We already know what it is. You hit up way too many people asking for this money, and it would have been different if you hit all of us up asking for $500 a piece or something like that. But you were trying to go for the gusto, which is probably where you messed up, asking for too much, being too greedy.
Oh,
Hopefully
thank
you
you,
better.
E1. Thank you so much. This is crazy. Like,
I feel
And
like
you know what? Because we want our channel to have content, right?
right.
And a lot of the times, I like to present it in a way where we're not for something, we're not against something, we're just trying to put the information out there.
Right. And have
This turned
conversation.
into way more than I thought it was, which is
right,
fine. Like, people need to know the truth, people need to know what's going on, and what information we have is just our information.
Right.
But then you're coming into a chat, right? You're coming into a live. Clearly, we're talking about you. Clearly, we know. And you're laughing at it. This is supposed to be your business.
Right.
And this is your business name. And now, no matter what, you already went on one show to clear your name and your business name. And now somebody's in the chat laughing about it and doesn't want to come in to defend themselves. So that just tells us that,
That's
thank
you.
God. Yeah, exactly. And thank God that nobody that we know of yet has given this person money.
for sure. Yeah, like I'm a person like I mean I know I sometimes I get a lot of heat about things I say or things I post, but I think my problem is like my mom always tells me I care too much about everything, even sometimes when things don't concern me. But I just don't want to be the person that stood by and watched somebody get got because you never know. You
How
ask a
are you
hundred
not going
people,
to defend him?
right? You ask 100
That's
people,
your
and maybe
name.
one person says yes.
Right.
Show
How are
face
you
on
not going
IG.
to defend a person who you went into a business with?
Right, but I mean, I can post any picture of anybody on IG. Like we meet
Right.
live and in person, bro. Just stop. Like if you're not gonna come in, honestly, I would rather you just leave the chat, please. Like if you're not gonna come in, just leave the chat. There's really nothing you can say.
This
Facts,
is
Rico.
crazy. Because if somebody was telling me that I was something that I was not, I'm gonna be the
I'm in
first on the
there.
thing smoking. Where the link at? I'm gonna prove to you who I am. I'm not so and so. I'm this person. But you you playing in this chat. It's clearly you.
Hmm.
You've been caught and just own it.
Like we legit need to send this episode to Neve. Like
Well, the
legit.
thing is, too, is that it's not just you two that got hit up, it's all of us. And
Right.
Right.
this only came up in our casual conversation amongst each other. And then, word was kind of like, this is weird. I got an invoice from this person. They want this, that, and the other. And it's just like, Danny shared the same story, and so did I. And so it's like three identical stories from three different people.
So if you have given James, quote unquote James, all these chances, you know the type of person James is. Why would you be his financial backer for
And
the
why would you not
business?
want to come in here? Then essentially you're a victim like we are, and you would want to come in and sympathize with us and be apologetic about what he did, although it's not your fault. If you could come
Right.
in here and show some kind of, remorse for what he did and, you making a bad business decision, possibly, two chances, whatever. It doesn't matter if you gave him 150 chances. The point is you're not coming in here to just show your face. And like we said, you don't have to say anything. You could just come in here and show your face and go back out. But posting a picture on Instagram is not going to get it because you can post anybody.
Yep.
Hold please while I do some research.
Uh, I think Rep just sent me something saying that he sent me his Cash App saying he wanted me to pay by Cash App, which is unsecured. He said, "Hell nah, my instant spider senses was going off. You a scammer." And he posted his Cash App. I don't know. Did anybody get hit for a Cash App from Alfred Verzo? I don't know. You know me and fucking Spanish names.
Wait, don't say last names on the.
Oh yeah. Well, that is that's his whole Cash App. So Alfred.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he hit up Rep too. So he's hitting up people who, like, obviously, Rep sells T-shirts. He sells a lot of T-shirts. If
Right.
anybody
Rep
knows
has
something
a
about
really-
T-shirts,
Why would he be investing in somebody who's a direct competitor to him?
Damn, we don't got no mods in here. Hold on.
oh, we don't got no moderators. Yeah, I'll just put.
No, it's just me, you,
Yeah,
and
see
Dani.
that? Yeah, that's the Cash App. I can't pronounce his name, but that's the Cash App Rep sent me. So if you get a request from this Cash App, don't do it. That's crazy.
What was
Bro,
he?
we've spent
What was he saying?
probably like 30 minutes. Huh?
Yeah. What was he saying? I see all the messages got deleted.
No, he wasn't saying anything. I just felt
Oh.
like timing him out.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So I guess we can move along. Just everybody, alert anybody and make sure that people are aware if you ever hear them talking about somebody. I'm sure this type of person doesn't stop doing that. They're going to try to come back under another name, or whatever. I can't believe somebody would have the balls.
We know the drill. We know the drill about the scammers. We know the drill.
Right. I can't believe somebody would have the balls to try to just, as somebody you never talked to, like, at least talk to me for a week. Saying, "Hey, I love your collection and your pictures and your customs." Because that was even the funny thing. He's like, "Yeah, I sold a bunch of shoes to get the money." He's like, "I might need some customs soon." I'm like, "Well, how are you gonna afford that? You're gonna borrow $300 from somebody so you can get a custom for me?" I don't know.
Right, Rico. Right.
It's too much.
Man, ain't nobody driving with all that typing he was doing. Not happening. Not happening. It is what it is. I guess we can move along. We took more time with that than we expected to, but we didn't expect there to be a plethora of people who apparently have been on the hit list.
Right.
I didn't expect him to come in either, but.
Oh wow, Rep said he sent him a contract to DocuSign and everything. Thorough.
So
Wow.
you sent a contract to DocuSign, but wanted me to pay with a non-secure way? Make it make sense.
No.
Cash App
Word,
is not the way.
send that
you do business.
screenshot to me.
Oh, which one?
The one you were just showing, the Cash App. I was gonna say there's ways to find out who owns the Soulful Apparel domain.
Mm-hmm.
And I was attempting to do that, but there's some other things that I have to do in order to figure that out. Because when you sign up for a website like that, you do get verified. So
oops. I sent it to Mo by mistake. Obviously we'll do some more digging into this because it is something like I feel like we're invested in, and we'll keep everybody updated. Whether it be on the next show where we give like a brief 5 minutes of what if we found any new findings or whatever. But clearly, we all know just to stay away. Hopefully this doesn't deter anyone from giving people a second chance. Just make sure you do your due diligence in finding out about them, and all of that because everybody needs a second chance that wants one.
yeah.
I don't know.
Agreed. So I'm gonna move on to our next topic.
Yeah. This is becoming like a night of exposing. I feel like this is kind of an exposing situation.
No,
Possibly.
We're not exposing. We're just talking.
All right. So it's funny because it's another person that the midsole had on. Not to say that like it's anything to do with them. They had him on because people legit know him in the sneaker world. He is a sneakerhead, and he's worked with the shoe surgeon and stuff like that. But Johnny Kicks, who obviously he's become wildly popular I guess it probably started with this chunky Sakai, which, him and I had the same idea at the same time, which is very coincidental. Like, I know I had people hitting me up saying that he copied me and vice versa, and that wasn't the case. It was just, a freak accident because I got requested from Theo, the 13209. He requested for me to make a mock-up of something like this. But I did it on the nylons. He did it on the mesh pair, so you can clearly tell there's differences. So Johnny Kicks, he's a I guess he considers himself a designer. I call him a concept artist, which is somebody who kind of does Photoshop edits of things that maybe they want to bring to life or would be dope to bring to life. I mean, there's a couple of like big sites that do all kinds of concepts and edits that get posted by like Complex and stuff like that. So, he has a ton of things, and I guess his idea was he has this book of ideas of concepts he's done, and he teams up with other he teams up with customizers and recon artists to bring those ideas to life because he at the time doesn't do it. He says he's learning to do recons or whatever, but he doesn't feel his quality is up to par to physically put it out, which is fine. And I don't have a problem with someone hiring there's idea people, and then there's people who design the clothes, and then there's people who make the clothes. So it's not a big problem. I think I know some people call him a customizer, and I always have a problem with like certain people, like, they'll call him like Cool Kai a customizer or Warren Lotus a customizer. Because for me, a customizer, creates ideas on authorized shoes. But they create ideas, sometimes they replicate an idea or, move an idea onto another shoe. Like the Chunky was obviously a dunk and it got put onto the Sakai. But also we come up with other concepts, like, maybe you do a breast cancer 1 or, you do a Black Panther 6, like Vic Almighty. So I feel like customizers have original ideas as well as just doing hype stuff.
Right.
It seems to me that all Johnny Kicks does, I haven't seen an original idea. And by original idea, I mean taking one hype shoe and putting it on another, whether it is the Lobster Dunk being put onto a Jordan 1 or, the Freddy Krueger Dunk being put onto a Sakai. Like he's kind of like in the Sakai Jordan 1 realm, which is what he seems to be doing. And he just moves these ideas onto them. That's fine for me. I just don't consider you like a real live, designer or whatever. And, there's just some things that don't sit right. Like now this, I wasn't able to dive deep. I've had a couple of people who are in the recon world, like big level. Like I know a couple of people like Garrison Studios, who is like kind of one of the major, like anything you see getting done for a celebrity or 9 times out of 10 is coming from Garrison. And they have like a whole team of people who are making these, in Philly. And, people have said some of the things he says are not so much true. And I'm not going to, I didn't check with them, so I'm not going to put their names out here. But, so my one problem or one question I have is with the chunky Sakais. So every other shoe, if you notice that he's put out, like he did the yellow lobster ones, he did with CMC. He had Mosh do his Freddy Kruegers. Like, so he always tags and puts out there what artists he's working with. Stopping Grounds, he's done with Tragic, the Stewie pair. He always puts the artists. But for this one Chunky, he has yet to put an artist. Like, at first he just kept saying his good friend, I think in Cali, his good friend or whatever, but he never puts, a name of a person out there. So I think, I don't remember how much he was selling these for. I want to say it was in the $1,000 range. It wasn't crazy high. Maybe like $1,000, $1,200.
I think it was 1,000.
Okay, so the mesh Sakai probably 500 at the
probably
low
500 on the on the low end.
Right. So, and this is not a paint job because the cow print at the least is actual material. So that means it has to be at least a partial recon. Right. No one's doing a full recon and only making like $500 that I know of. It's too much work. No one's putting out quality with this box. Like this is basically a dunk style box, like you've seen on the Travis dunks or whatever, with the
hit for hit
colors. But it's a slide out box like the Sakai box is. So there's no customizer that I know of in the States that are producing this quality with Nike bags for the laces and the boxing. Like, it seems a little unreal to me. And we do know that the China factories got a hold of it and were, replicating his idea. But how are we to know that his pair are official, like made by someone in the States, which is what he's claiming? Like, now, if he got a China factory to make them, that's perfectly fine. But don't put it out there like you had someone make it, and you possibly paid like $100 for these, and you're charging 1,000. It's kind of crazy. And then you're bashing the China factory, saying they stole your idea. But if they made them for you, you know, I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling though. What do you guys?
It was just a little odd to me because I've been in a couple of his lives, and I had questions about the shoe. Like I literally on his live asked him. I was like, so hey, what's up with this shoe? I see a lot of your concepts, and I see all of them, like where it said they have an artist tag, but I was like, this one isn't tagged, so who's working on this? Yada yada yada. He had immediately got on the defensive and was telling me that I was a hater. I don't know shoes or whatever. And I was like, it's not that I don't know shoes. I'm asking legitimate questions. I have questions. If I'm going to give you $1,000 for this shoe, what is going to make me feel okay or solidify that this is in fact a Johnny Kicks shoe worked on Johnny Kicks and so whoever. I was like, what is to say that this isn't the shoe that was made in the China factory? Because every other shoe has had a designer tag to it, but this one hasn't, and this one is very spot on to the China shoe, hit for hit. Pattern, tie-dye pattern, box, everything spot on. So I was like, I would feel, a little bamboozled if I was to get this shoe and to find out that I paid $1,000 for the China shoe when I could have just got the China shoe for maybe $200 max. So he got upset on the live and was telling me, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a hater. I'm a nobody in the sneaker world or the standard third. I was like, all I'm doing is I'm asking legitimate questions. And I think OG Sneaks was in that live with me when I was having the discussion with them. And OG Sneaks was like,
buying it.
I don't think she's a hater. She's asking legitimate questions. OG Sneaks was like, I would like to know as well if I'm going to give you $1,000 of my money, because, I want to support. But if I'm going to give $1,000 of my money, I would like to know these same, questions. And he just would not answer any of those questions. It just was, he started talking in circles and got on the defensive. So OG Sneaks, bowed out of the live, and he messaged me. He was like, yeah, those were just legitimate questions. He was like, I'm not comfortable with the fact that he couldn't answer them. So OG Sneaks decided he was going to keep his $1,000. So recently Johnny Kicks had another live. I was in the live. I started asking questions about this particular shoe, because he told me he's been in the game for 20 years, and how Mosh has got his own shoe. Mosh started doing the recons and the painting on shoes, or painting of shoes and whatever he was doing. You have Saya Collective, which I think is FBCC, who has his own shoe, who Johnny Kicks says he knows. He was like, all these people have been in the game for 20 years. And he was like, and it took time for them to get their own shoe. And I was like, no question. It takes time. You got to put the work in, to achieve your goal. They all pay their dues to the game. I get it. So I asked Johnny Kicks, I said, hey, so you told me all these guys have 20 years in the game. And I said, you're telling me you have 20 years in the game. So what's the difference? How come they have an original shoe and I haven't yet to see you put out original shoe? So again, I got attacked verbally in his live, saying, I don't know what I'm talking about, this, that, and the third. And I said, I do, regardless of not whether or not I make shoes. I said, I'm very well aware of the process. I said, Word is a customizer. I know her. I physically know PS and who is a recon artist. I know, Sean Coco, who is a recon artist. So I've seen them live and in action to see what it takes to make a shoe from the ground up, fingers and everything in the trenches. So, and I know what it costs for these materials that you're using. So I was like, again, I'm just asking a question. Like, if these shoes are made by said people you're claiming that they're made by, I was like, why are you getting so defensive about me asking these questions? I should be able to, if I'm the consumer, be able to ask you these questions and you be able to answer them with no problem. So that's just where where my questions are lie, because I don't understand. You're claiming to be a designer and these shoes, and some of them I can't verify, where they came from.
I mean, you have a point too, because these are these are not something that I'm interested in.
Right.
I used to be in an engagement group with him, so I've seen a lot of his
Concept.
designs, I guess that's what you call them. And
Concept.
yeah, concepts. There you go.
Right.
Um, so, but you're right. If I was spending $1,000 on a pair of shoes like this, I would want to know the logistics.
Right.
And I guess people are gonna come back with, well, you don't ask Nike about the logistics, but Nike is a reputable brand, and so
Right.
you're just what does word call them?
A
A
concept
concept
artist.
artist.
He
So
When I asked him that, I said, do you consider yourself a concept artist? I was like, because essentially he told me he's a designer. He's an original designer. He says that, he deals with people in Nike, HR, or whatever. So I said, an original designer, I in my eyes, I don't see it as original designer, because I said, you're literally taking a Nike concept of one hype shoe and taking that Nike concept of one hype shoe and putting it on another Nike shoe. So you're meshing shoes together. You're essentially using Photoshop to mesh these shoes together to create this idea, which I don't have a problem with. I don't consider that an original piece. You're using stuff that's already been put out and branded by Nike and making another design, which is fine. So then call yourself a concept artist, not an original idea artist. But he got on the defensive and told me, no, I don't know what I'm talking about. He's an original designer. I said, okay, so if you're an original designer, can I see one shoe that you've made yourself that has no influences from any other shoe, like the Sire Runners? The Sire Runners, Sire Collective has his own shoes, multiple pairs of shoes that he's created himself. He literally designs the shoes himself with his own hands, creates the I guess you want to call it the prototype, and then sends it overseas to China to have them manufactured after he's gotten his materials and things. That's an original design to me, not taking a shoe that Nike has already put out and putting that concept onto another Nike shoe.
Right. And I guess like if you're looking here at the picture of the shoes, he has the Yellow Lobster One Lows,
Mm-hmm.
the Sakai Chunky Waffles, the I think it was like the Pigeon One Stomping Ground hybrid, like off-white hybrid, the Warhawk Sakai's. I guess it's like a What the Dunk vibe. So the What the Dunk might be the only original idea, I guess.
Right.
Which one?
The dunk.
The dunks, the dunk high.
It's in between the
Yeah. Next, it's across from the chunky.
Yes.
Because basically, like I see, he's got like a Quagmire heel, and it's got some like.
You're still taking other Nike dunks and you're putting it onto another dunk, though. So
yeah, I mean, because the what the concept is, it's been done. He did a what the Grateful Dead, which is another hype shoe. He just did. I think he's putting out now a one high Grateful Dead, which, I mean, looking at it, I'm not a big fan of, because I don't know, it looks kind of weird to me, that plushness, like how it is. I don't know. I mean, it might be just because he's a bigger size shoe, so it just looks extra long to me. But I mean, like I said, he's feeding off of the hypeness of
wow.
The list will never end, bro.
Wow, are you serious? Wow.
Anyway, sorry, word. I just
no, that's fine. Yeah, he's just and it's just like how he was coming at Dani. He's just like, oh, you're a hater, and I don't know why you come in here. And I hate when people are so quick to say you're a hater. Like, if I'm asking legit questions, like, I feel like you can tell when someone is hating, when they're just saying like, oh, that's trash, that's garbage. She's asking legit questions to get legit answers, because if people are spending their money with you, they deserve to know these things. You boast about every artist.
She would have spent her money with him if she got the right answers.
Right. you boast about these artists you work with, you tag them, all the time, you go live with them, but we still have yet to see who made these chunky Sakais. And even if this person wants to be, low key, I feel like still we all have a right to know who's doing the work because we want to know the quality. Like anybody who like he said he was doing the Stewie one with Tragic, and I followed Tragic for a long time, and his work is
Right.
impeccable, so I didn't have
know
to question
Tragic.
that.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't have to question that. He got the Freddie from Mosh, and I know Mosh's work, but he also said Mosh, Mosh he does NFL, he does baseball, he does all this stuff. So he didn't have the time. He did the concept for him, the sample, but he didn't have the time to reproduce them. If I'm not mistaken, he did sell some Freddies. So I'm trying to understand who then did those pair. Is it another chunky situation? I would have to see it in hand to see if it's painted or not.
Mm.
But I mean, that on the chunky, that midsole area, it doesn't look painted, and that's not a midsole that's easy to recreate as far as being a recon artist. Like you can't take it apart and make another foam
Right.
material.
I
Like
mean,
yeah.
you would know you actually painted a pair of chunky concepts on the Sakai, so you know what it takes to paint that shoe and what the materials all feel like.
Right. And it's hard to believe that, you're selling that at 1,000, but the Stewies you did with Tragic were like, I think they were like 1,200 maybe.
Right.
And that's a painted shoe. So you charge 1,200 for a painted shoe, but this supposed recon shoe with a bag and the lace bags is only 1,000. I
It
don't
just
know.
doesn't add up to me.
Right. You got to make it make sense. And I'm like I said, I don't have any physical evidence to prove where he got these from. I just know it's very odd that if you do 10 customs and you tag 9 customizers, where's that 10th customizer who did that one shoe? So, but I mean, I would applaud him for, putting, some people who might not have the traction and the limelight by teaming up with them. It gives them, more revenue for shoes. And, it's a cool thing. Sometimes, artists don't want to always have to come up with a concept. And if you can bring someone else's concept to life, it's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
I absolutely love the Stewie ones. Like, I mean, if I was in the habit of paying $1,000 for a shoe, I'd totally cop, because Tragic's work is like impeccable. Like, if you ever seen his Mag 90s or his Toy Story 90s, like amazing. And he does
Right.
it by hand, no airbrushing. So I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. And even with the yellow lobsters that he did, I mean, I feel like this guy, he loves to name drop, and I'm not saying he doesn't know these people, but I feel like he loves to always name drop and use that as a way of avoidance for answering questions. And he's just like, Dion Point, who helped in all of the lobster dunks from Concepts. He said Deion Point told him he needs to put this out. And I'm not saying he didn't say that, but I find it weird. Like, Deion Point can put out like, he has a ongoing relationship with Nike. So I feel like he can put out anything he wanted to do. So why would a person encourage someone else to make a replica of their shoe in another form and say like
Right.
he needs this? Like, it doesn't make sense. Then he boasts about talking to people at Nike HR. Like, what does Nike HR have to do but handle sexual harassment? Like, what do they know about the numbers and stats about what Nike's doing? I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you never know. It could just be a who you know type of situation.
I mean, maybe. Like I said, I can't verify anything. This is just my opinion or the things that run through my head when I hear certain things, and it triggers me in a way where I feel like that sounds weird. Sounds weird. But like I said, I'm not gonna, I'm not trying to bash him. Like, I like some of the stuff he's done. I like the fact that he's given um, customizers a shot. It's pretty cool. Like, he even, we talked when everybody thought we copied each other, and he liked what I did or whatever. So it is what it is. It was just, something that was on my mind, and I wonder how people were feeling about it, and just wanted to bring it up. And maybe people do their own investigations, or maybe people have some information, because in my SB group on Facebook, a lot of the people say he got these from China factories, and that, he just uses the money from one shoe to do another shoe. And I don't have any, verification of that, but this is just what people are saying. A lot of people and a
Yeah,
lot of
and
stuff
if
about
that's how you do it, that's how you
it.
do it.
Right.
But again, if
You
if
got to
you're
be honest.
getting it for way cheaper than
Right.
and then you're making all this money off of your faithful followers.
Right. That was my question. I said, if I'm going to give you $1,000, I would like to know who it is that's working on these because of the China shoe running around. I mean,
Right.
because it would be easy to just get people to pay $1,000 and then you buy, I don't know, 20 pairs of these for $1,000 and then ship them out.
Right. Because as you see from what I posted about the ones, if you get like 50 pair, they're $40 a piece. So, who's to say it wasn't like $50? And like we said, at the end of the day, that's fine. If you get a shoe made, if Warren was getting his shoe made for like $50 and he's selling it for 300, that's fine. People can either buy or not buy, but they're also given, the option, like, because
to know what they're buying.
Right, because essentially, if this is China manufactured, it's already, I guess a fake, so to say. And if the China factory is putting it out for 100, why should I pay you 1,000 for the same thing I could just go get for 100 if it's exactly the same?
Right.
And that's what Dani was
trying
to
do. There's also a whole bunch of controversy about China factories and all that right now. So, I mean, that's not really something you want to tie yourself up in.
Right. Yeah, that part. This camera whore. What she want?
Who?
This dog.
Do you want to be seen?
Blondie locks.
She's a real blonde. Beyonce ain't got nothing on her.
Right, but apparently Rep is mad. I'll have to share with you guys later, but he sent me a bunch of stuff like phone numbers and all this for us to fact check later, so we can get into that later. But
listen here. You should be fact checking.
Huh?
Kidding. Not. I said he should be fact checking.
I mean, Instagram running around fact checking people. I need to hit them up to figure out why they fact check my DM conversation.
Right.
Dude. Y'all want to fact
checking all of these Instagram businesses.
Look, I just can't just come out the gate, just back to the BS. I don't know.
He's setting the premise now on his IG. I went to the stories. He's making these posts basically that it's under new management. He doesn't have a partner anymore, so he's laying the groundwork now. So be prepared.
All he's really gonna do is trigger me. I got a never-ending non-stop button.
No,
I will save it for IG Live where we turn up for real.
Be prepared. There's gonna be new victims out there.
Right. Now I'm gonna leave it like we put the information.
The list has already grown since we started an hour and 17 minutes ago. Like, I really thought it was just gonna be a quick conversation. I didn't think it was gonna get to where it went.
Right.
But I mean, these kinds of things have to be known in our community, because it's like you talk to these people every day, and if somebody were to hit me up and they were like, oh my God, I just got scammed for $5,000. What am I going to do? Like, people are in hard times now. So you're out here trying to scam people, and it's just.
Right. We still living under pandemic restrictions. You know, there are some people that are working, some people that aren't working. And then like $5,000 is a lot of money. Like, I want to keep my money so I can buy my shoes and whatever else I want to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I want to have my money in my account for when I don't hit on sneakers.
I mean, because what is it? We up to like maybe let's say round it off to like 10 people at $5,000 a pop. Come on now, that's a lot of money. That's somebody's salary you just scammed.
$50,000. That's enough to get you a one-way ticket back into jail.
Anywho, we can continue this on IG.
Yes.
But if you guys don't have anything else, I'm good with where we're leaving.
I think we're good. We're good. We just wanted to basically just let the community know to keep their eyes peeled.
Yeah, and I know somebody's gonna send this to Johnny Kicks and be like, these people were hating on you.
Right.
Let me tell you firsthand, what you do, I'm not interested in. So there's no way that I can be a hater. I'm just putting the information out there.
And what you do doesn't threaten my business, so I'm definitely not a hater. Like, I'm gonna get myself, like, I paint, I do my work myself, and that's not a jab at you. I'm just saying I do, I know what I do and I know what product I present. You know what I'm saying? And this wasn't the thing that it was just it's opinion. Like, the news talks about stuff, shows talk about stuff, and they give their opinion. It's merely a matter of opinion and just what I or we think about the situation. No one's saying it to be true. No one's trying to persuade anybody. So I mean, you're more than free to if this does get back to you, Johnny Kicks, and you have a problem, feel free to DM me, and I wouldn't mind, having you on the show, or we can talk offline, whatever. There's no hard feelings. I'm still gonna follow you. I'm still gonna like your pictures, and whatever pictures that I do like or whatever. It's all great.
Facts.
Well, I am hella laced.
It's your favorite shit starter, word custom.
And Dani Nicole, aka Caramel Wonder, your favorite tie-dye sock lady. We are out.
Bye, guys.